I'm Luke Summerhaze, and I love Squirtle. I was a Pokemon Blue kid, and I was a Squirtle kid once I had the game in my hands. Maybe part of this is down to the fact that, even back in the day, Pokemon Red and Charizard were clearly the popular choice, and I like to be different. Also, if everyone loves the fire type so much, surely the water Pokemon are super effective must be better. Another factor is that I'm a big fan of real-life turtles, tortoises, and terrapins. They're a great mix of cute, dopey critters, who are also pretty cool and tough, thanks to their shells. Squirtle, along with Wartortle and Blastoise, totally captures that. In my very first playthrough of Pokemon Blue, back in the weeks and months after my 10th or 11th birthday, I got all the way up to Gary after training nobody but Blastoise. Since then, on subsequent playthroughs, even while trying to make a more rounded team, Blastoise is always my big gun in the 1st or 6th generation games. It set a precedent for me choosing water starters which hasn't changed in the decade since. Squirtle's a cute little Pokemon any way you look at it. He's got the curly-whirly tail, the chubby little face. In the anime we see the Squirtle Squad with their sunglasses on trying to look cool. Outside of the main series in the anime, Squirtle was the third of Pokemon Trainer's Pokemon in Smash Bros. It's irritatingly small and fast, but somehow I don't think Squirtle is a top tier character that's going to be smashing up the fighting game circuit and winning at EVO. There's not much more to Squirtle than that. Even the name is pretty self-explanatory. Squirt and Turtle. The Japanese name is Zenigami, which is just the Japanese word for a baby pond turtle. Soon enough though, the cute little critter evolves into Wartortle. Wartortle always looked a little goofy to me as a kid. Between the cute and cuddly Squirtle and the big tough Blastoise, he's an awkward middle turtle. Why does it have a big long tail and those ears? Since moving to Japan, my view of Wartortle has done an almost full 180. Turtles are used a lot in temples and shrines to represent luck, good fortune and long life. There's a legend that if a turtle lives long enough, it grows a long tail like sea foam. It's a popular image, with paintings and statues all over Japan. Suddenly, Wartortle's Pokédex entries and weird design make loads more sense. Wartortle's name is a little more complicated than Squirtle's, mixing warrior, tortoise and turtle all into one word. The Japanese name, Kamale, is cooler, mixing tail onto Kame, which is Japanese for turtle. Dragon Ball fans should already know that from the legendary turtle hermit's Kame House, where they taught the Kamehameha wave. Finally though, awkward teenage Wartortle does what most awkward teenagers do. It puts on a whole lot of weight and becomes a Blastoise. Blastoise is a bit of a beast. I love the original sprite, the confident and rotund bald lad, but then he got ripped. Blastoise is the very image of Hedge. I'm in awe of the size of this lad, an absolute unit. On top of his guns, of course, Blastoise also has guns. I talk about this a lot with the original 3 starters, but they're iconic for a reason. Blastoise is just a perfect example of a Pokemon. He's a water type, so he squirts water. Turtles have hard shells, a bit like tanks. So what if it shot its water out of a big cannon, like a tank? Blastoise is damn cool, and I've never regretted choosing it as a starter. Little did I know, Blastoise is also the pro choice for Pokemon speedrunners. I've never really delved into the competitive and strategic metagame as I'm far from an expert. If you're interested in the speedrunning community around Pokemon Red and Blue, there's a great video by Summoning Salt which I'll leave in the description of this episode. Similarly, if you're into competitive VGCs, there's a fantastic channel which covers the history of a specific Pokemon on the competitive scene. He's covered Venusaur, Charizard and Blastoise already, so if you're interested in that, go and check out False Swipe Gaming. I'll leave that link in the episode description as well. Of all 3 of the Mega Evolutions eventually given to the original starter trio, Blastoise is the coolest to me. I still think it's over-egging the pudding a little, but the way they take the original design, a turtle with cannons, and exaggerate it makes sense here. Blastoise has also more recently appeared in Pokken Tournament. Back on the Wii U we didn't have this character, and that's mostly where I played Pokken, so to get a taste of Blastoise I had to hit up the Japanese arcade scene. Blastoise is pretty cool and tough as you'd expect, but he's a much slower character than I tend to gravitate towards. I'm a Min main in ARMS, and I was all about Pikachu Libre on Pokken. Playing as Blastoise felt like wearing heavy weights and undergoing turtle training to me. No matter how many times Pokemon Company makes me choose between Bulbasaur, Charmander and Squirtle, I don't think I'll ever get tired of choosing Squirtle. I love it. And I'm not the only person who loves Squirtle. Composer and friend of the show Jonathan Cromie says, "I think the Squirtle line is my favourite. Not sure about Squirtle himself. Again, a bit simple apart from the curly tail, but it's a cutie, and the Squirtle squad were fun. Wartortle is the best of the first gen middle evolutions. Another grumpy Gus, but with elfin ears and waves coming out that's fun. Then you get to Blastoise, who is a tortoise with cannons in its shell. Don't really need anything more on top of that, do you? Mega Blastoise continues to be a misstep, but its ability is pretty cool." Music for Luke Loves Pokemon was created by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you're interested and you enjoy the show, please do like and subscribe on YouTube, rate and review on iTunes, and share the podcast with your friends. These early days are really key for finding an audience. I want to be in touch with as many Pokemon fans as possible. If you have anything to say about the next two Pokemon, Caterpie or Weedle, or if there's any other Pokemon you love, let me know all about it. I'm on Twitter and Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN, and you can email the show at lukelovespkmn@gmail.com. I love Squirtle, and remember, I love you too.